gets unstable current. He's already casting his Eye to Storm, and he's already
Used all his
using
spells.
Static Link. So you still have to run away as Doom. You can't just like run in there like a man and just expect to win a fight like that. So Razor, a hero shunned by many, but I think he's a little bit underrated. Maybe
Rigi loves him.
maybe a little bit overrated in the Asian scene, but as far as Western scene, I think he definitely has a place. And he got a pretty sizable buff, 0.6 strength. Gain per level as well as unstable current buff. So we'll see how Snaking does in that one.
I think a Viper would have been better here.
Viper's pretty good too.
Against Ursa, it's like staple. You have to pick it. Was it banned? I don't think it was banned, right? So
I don't think it was banned either, but yeah, it's decent versus Ursa. At the same time, they probably just ignore him.
And you can't doom him as well. I mean, dooming him, it slows your doom as well. So if you doom him, it slows your doom. And okay, I'm not sure if that works actually, but Viper doesn't really have a lot of spells.
He's so easy to just ignore though with Brewmaster Ultimate, I feel like he can't do anything, whereas Razor can at least do something, dump some AoE damage out with Plasma Field, and perhaps get a Static Link before
the important thing will be the kiting and Navi's BKB timings. I think that's the most important. Disruptor needs a 6 really fast, and with the Enchantress jungling, he might get it. I don't know, it still feels iffy. I think Navi has a huge advantage in terms of draft.
Narvi is really tanky though. Unstable current on Razor, you have a Kunkka with Rum, you have Bristleback with Bristleback, and I don't see them falling very easily in team fights. And Navi's is kind of burst oriented too. They have like Panda Ultimate, they have Lion with his finger, and Ursa's very bursty hero. Mirana also. So introducing the side of Narvi on the Radiant side, we have Snaking taking up the bottom lane as the old Razor. We have Fogged on the Disruptor, Enchantress played by 1437, scouting out the large camp. In the mid lane, we have Korok taking up the helm of Kunkka, and on the top lane, we have Brax on the Bristleback.
Alright, on the side of Navi, we have Alexander, Mr. Havos on the Ursa. We have Puppy on that Lion. Mirana gonna be played by Dandy in the middle lane. Doombringer played by Funnick. Is it Funnick? And oh no, Funnick's playing the Brewmaster, and the Doombringer is gonna be played by... Who's Doom played by?
I don't know. Kuroki?
Oh yeah, Kuroki. Yeah, so
Lion.
mix that up. I always get too used to Funnick playing Doom. So
yeah, I'm very used to that too.
Kuroki's gonna play Doom, and yeah, he's gonna be taking a jungle, so it's very greedy, but on the other hand, Narvi doesn't really have early aggression, so apart from the Enchantress, they actually don't have a lot of split push, or counter push.
Yeah, they really don't, but at the same time, Navi doesn't really have that much push. So we actually see level 1 kinetic field coming out from Fog. Not sure if that... it actually did almost help him secure that kill. Kept him inside range for Static Link for Snaking. But it looks like Funnick, how's he doing in terms of experience? Level 2, so not a complete fail in the dire off lane.
Yeah, but the Ursa Lion, I think they can kill the Bristleback if he doesn't get careful, because the long disable times on Lion. So once he gets his hacks, he might try, but you don't want to get the Bristleback too many levels.
And it also looks like Navi was scared of the offensive jungle because they had that Obs Ward in their big camp right there, and a Sentry Ward. So Brax unlikely to get too much out of this, but he's still getting levels. He's still almost level 3, so both off lanes doing perfectly okay.
I think the rotation has to come from the Enchantress, but Dandy's going to be pretty hard to gank. Oh, Torrent is going to land. It's going to miss, actually. So no kill for him there. Fires an arrow. That's where the arrow nerf actually comes into effect. You don't have that 0.5 second stun. Instead, you have that 0.01 mini stun.
So what do you think about them putting Dendi in mid on the Mirana instead of the Brew? Do you think that this greed is going to work out for them? Do you think that it would have been better suited for him to play the Brew and Funnick on the Doom and to support Mirana, or...
I think Mirana mid is not bad, because if you will ask me to choose Mirana and Brew, I think Mirana needs to farm in mid more. The Brewmaster just needs his 6, just brown boots. He can actually contribute a little bit. And there you go, the Hex, and they're gonna impale. I don't think they'll kill him because of the Bristleback. They're taking a lot of damage as well. Oh, is he really going for this? He might die. Wow. Yeah, he's gonna die.
Okay, underestimating the Bristleback there. What was Brax's skill build? Was Z level 2 or level 3?
I think Fury Swipes just wasn't high level enough, and that's just that. I don't know. He should not have gone in there.
Yeah, he only had level 1 Bristleback, but yeah, that was a little bit deep. He easily could have disengaged before his second Earthshock.
That was a 4 moment right there.
That was a Havos moment.
Yes.
Indeed.
he had a lot of good moments in this tournament. He had some very questionable plays as well. And once there was a kill there, the Enchantress actually killing off Dandy, so must have had his leap on cooldown while that was happening. Razor should not be able to kill the Brewmaster here. Oh, there's a glimpse. Maybe they will, and that's very well timed as well. Will he die here? Is there a miss? Oh, no miss.
Wow.
So
that's with the Drunken Haze too. Some RNG going in favor of Na'Vi. 3-0 on the board.
Well, the underdogs, man. There will be a team kill here, so it'll be kind of sad, but Na'Vi, the glimpse was well timed as well. The static blink didn't break while that was going, so that was a good kill, and it will help Disruptor hit level 6 a lot faster, so they might hit the timing window.
And we see some zoning out from the mana drain by good old Puppy, but looks like Brack's going to have his way with this lane. And this is kind of expected, I'd say, in the early game. Na'Vi going with a very greedy lineup with the Doom in the jungle, so they only have one support that's actually able to do stuff around the map, whereas you have Disruptor on the bottom constantly zoning out and messing with Funnick, and you have Enchantress applying pressure to other lanes too. So them being 3-0, it's not the end of the world for the Mopos going for another kill on Brax, but let's learn this lesson. Yeah, the Bristleback's strong, man.
Yeah, it's good. You need more points in the Fury swipes, I think. And you can see 1-4-3-7 actually stacking up the camps in the jungle. The Radiant jungle have a couple of stack camps. And if he gets a Ursa creep, he can actually come clear it. Or he could give it to the Razor. Plasma feels pretty
actually
good.
Rotating from mid. He has a haste rune. Let's see if he fires an arrow. 1437 looks to be a prime target, especially as these creeps are dying. He fires an arrow off. Does not hit anyone, and looks like this tower will fall. Can anyone get the deny, though? And no, 1437 will get it. Funny gets caught in the kinetic field, gets static linked up.
It's trouble.
Oh no.
This is not looking good. Dandy might die as well. The whips are really painful, and well, he dodges one strike there, but yeah. Well, there is quite a bit of, there's quite a little bit of push with the Enchantress. Yeah, well, you don't need a lot of push, but Enchantress can always apply a lot of pressure to your lanes, and I think Na'Vi, if they pick something else with a counter push, they might not have to worry so much, but they're banking a lot on this Ursa.
I think this game would have been a lot different had Na'Vi been on the Radiant side, because this Dire offlane brew, I've seen so many Dire offlaners get punished, even strong ones like Darkseer. I view Panda kind of like mid-tier offlaner, and he is just getting so heavily punished. Level 3, 6 minutes in, his tower has died. A couple of people have tried to help him out, but to no avail.
So the Dire offlane is disadvantaged because of the lack of pulling. Oh, Dandy gonna get caught middle. Leap. No.
It's not only the lack of pulling, it's just the lane is just so far out. Most of the time you can probably get it close to the river if you're on Radiant side, but on Dire side it's extremely difficult to do. The arrow comes out, it will connect with Korok, and doesn't look like anybody is close. I see Puppy hovering around the T2, but he's too low level to do anything. Level 4, he's okay. No boots yet.
Yeah, that's one of the disadvantages of Lion. You know, you level staffed, you suffer a little bit. The Earth Spike's not an amazing spell. Hex is good, but Earth Spike's chance. It's got good coverage though.
So it looks like Razor will be the one going for the mech. Brack's not sure what he's going for with his early gold.
Earn. Just a quick earn, I think. Maybe drums.
Maybe drums. I'd say drums is
early game. Early game is important for Na'Vi, and now they're gonna catch him.
Brack's just not scared at all. He's diving under the guys of the T2. Korok gets hexed up. No sentries out on the side of Na'Vi, but Moonlight Shadow will expire fairly shortly. 1437. Fogged head mid with Enchantress creeps. Nice Impale plus Starfall will clear all the creeps. What's the Starstorm?
Starstorm, yeah. It sounds cool.
Sounds cool indeed.
Starstorm, Blizzard.
But Na'Vi haven't had their ultimates up on their important heroes. I would say Doom and Panda, those are the really important ultimates that you want to look for. And then, aside from that, they have Finger of Death. So still waiting for that to come online. They'll probably be back on the scoreboard once that comes out. Ursa picks up early Morbid Mass, so they also have Roshan if they want to catch up. So
yeah, I think they get a good fight. Rosh is there, but they need more first fight levels, and you can see Hervo's actually getting a lot of levels in that because he needs to through all the tanks, like you said. And I think Funnick might go Midas. Maybe not actually.
Funnick?
I mean, not Funnick, Kuroki.
Oh, Kuro.
Yeah, Kuro might actually want to go Midas here. We'll see.
I think they're too far behind to go for Midas. I think they have. They don't have slightly better late game, but they have enough Roshan control that they don't really need to gear up for the late game. They just need to make sure they win the fights early so they have map control, and then once they get map control, they can do Roshan, and then they'll have better late games. So I think first things first is to start winning some fights.
So, would you say Shadowblade Bling?
Shadow
Mech?
Blade Blink, they probably need a mech. I don't see anyone else that's going to carry a mech. So Arcane Mech would have probably been pretty good, but he already went Phase Boot, so I don't know if he'll have
Oh
mana.
no, Lion gets glimpsed back there. Has a cage fight with the pig. The ship comes in. It's gonna land right onto him, so he's gonna go down. Havos comes in. He's gonna 1v4 here. He's gonna be in a little trouble. The arrow does hit on Enchantress, so that will help a little bit. But Bristleback is gonna clear off Havos here, and the Ursa Warrior will fall. Doombringer on the way out, but get Kinetic Field once again. And this hero is just doing a lot of work. I doubted the Disruptor, but you know, we don't really need stuns when they don't really have Blink or...
And the Bristleback too. Bristleback is just straight Superman in this game. They can't do anything to him. And we talked about how Doom is supposedly good for Bristleback in the early game, but when he's this far ahead and he gets that early kill on Havos, they really can't touch him. And on top of that, I don't really know why Havos went in. They already had the boat rum all on top of him, and he was like looking to burst down a support, and then he got gooed once, and he's like, oh crap, I got to turn it around, and then everyone just fell from there. They could have just lost a T1 and one hero. Instead, they lose 3 heroes and a T1.
And Razor gets smacked on the other side of the map. So, yeah, it's... Well, I keep saying we need Viper for Ursa, but you don't really need it before he gets his BKB, actually. Viper is only good because Ursa gets BKB.
That's true.
But when he doesn't have his BKB, Bristleback, one goo, and he just doesn't really move, actually.
Yeah, it looks like Bristleback is the hero to control, and they really need something like Brewmaster Ultimate so they can just cyclone him, ignore him, and go for everybody else.
Yeah.
Like, Fogged is... He can literally do whatever he wants in these fights.
Yeah, the Disruptor has his ultimate now, and Glimpse is just such a problem when you are behind because you don't have the money to afford BKBs. It's the same kind of logic as being behind against Invis, where you don't have the money to buy detection. And
looking for a wrap around here. Moonlight Shadow, but there's no Sentry Wards about. They just place it, expecting it, and the jig is up.
Yeah, wow, Havos going for the Roshan. It'll work, I guess, if they buy enough time. The Moonlight Shadow will put Na'Vi on their toes, so they will not suspect a Rosh, I guess.
But at the same time, this tower is going to die very quickly. Snaking could easily get vision of there with a Plasma Field if it hits.
Oh no, the Lion once again. So Puppy gets impetus.
Still a risky play. Havos still chucking away at Roshan. It's about half HP. It looks like they know that Mirana's down there. I don't know if that arrow was the right move.
Plasma Field. Oh, nice timing though. So.
Ooh, that was so close.
Yeah, that was cutting a little bit fine. They lose Puppy.
Does Roshan really matter that much at this point, though? I mean, they have to do it. They have to do something. To
I mean, you cannot give it away. With Bristleback, you can Rosh as well, so...
Funnick is level 6. He is a little bit to the left of the T2, perhaps looking for engage.
Oh, there we go. Oh no, get silenced! But does he have the time now? Yeah, he has the time. So he pops the ultimate. He's gonna spin the Bristleback. Is he gonna spin the Bristleback? Someone gets glimpsed back. Who gets glimpsed back? The ship will come. It's gonna land on all the Na'Vi heroes, but it will add the rum up. So that's gonna be a lot of it. The Ursa does lose its Aegis. Disruptor on the run, and again the Kinetic Field just kiting all of them. Razor just walked through it, and now Doombringer. He drops the Doom, but he is brought down. 3 heroes lost for Na'Vi. Ursa still going for it, and then well, that's Aegis doing some bit of work. Gets 1 kill. It helps when you respawn on top of them. Disruptor gets slowed there, gets another kill. Korok gets a double kill outside of this fight, and now they're just chasing the bear around, and now Havos will go down after the last Earth Shock. So Na'Vi, they lose 4 heroes, I think. Yeah, 4 heroes.
Na'Vi, they lose 5 with the Aegis. I don't know if Mirana died that fight, but ouch.
Maybe he revived, yeah. But
they were trying to focus snaking down so hard and they couldn't do it. I think one of the heroes got static linked, he got mech'd up, and yeah, I don't know where the cyclone was, but that was very minor in the grand scheme of things. Fogged almost just completely demolished Na'Vi with that static storm, catching out the Brewmaster, but he luckily got his ultimate.
Yeah, it ruined the tempo because he had to panic and run away. Run out of storm first, and I think it was a good fight overall for Na'Vi, and well, 13-1. Na'Vi getting destroyed.
Well, they don't have the best late game lineup. I view their lineup as a very mid game oriented lineup. Hey, we got level 6 on Doom, we got level 6 on Brewmaster, let's get some kills, and then we have Ursa and Mirana, heroes that scale decently well in the late game, but their strength is mid game fight, and they have just no mid game fight left. 12 minutes in, they are down by 12 kills.
Yeah, and you see the Doombringer getting chased down by an invisible Kunkka, and they have a desperation smoke on the bomb lane as well. They don't have ultimates up, but yet they are trying to get something done.
They don't have their ultimates up though, so yeah. I don't think Na'Vi expects this at all for them to gank without their ultimates. But
oh, there's Finger, so you can get a kill Finger.
And Doom has cooled down, but Na'Vi playing pretty smart.
Yeah, we talked about the Kunkka pick for the additional tankiness for heroes. You know, normally you want to tank up a squishy hero, but when you tank up a tanky hero, it gets even worse. It's really hard to kill Bristleback and Razor, so with the Kunkka Ram, it's even harder. So now they're gonna push the tier 2 tower, and I'm not even sure Na'Vi can defend. I mean, the Finger of Death won't even do much damage now.
I mean, who are you gonna finger?
Yeah, there's no one to finger. You can probably kill the Disruptor or the Enchant, but it's the rest of the heroes that will be killing you. The Ram gives movement speed as well, right? Yeah, so it's gonna be very hard to outrun anyone. So it's just a death ball.
So are Na'Vi actually looking to go high ground? I think it's a slightly too early for high ground. It's 14 minutes in.
No.
Guess they think they're far enough ahead.
Na'Vi doesn't have anything. They don't have any kind of defense. Well, Brewmaster get glimpsed.
Yeah, he got glimpsed back.
He got glimpsed down the bottom
Oh
lane.
no, they're supposed to fight. Oh my goodness, Fogged, what have you done?
And no glyph as well. I don't know how they're gonna engage into this.
They can only win the fight, I think, with Doom and with Brewmaster Ultimate. But if you had to pick one of them, it would be Brewmaster.
No. Well, the arrow does land on a creep, and the silence comes out, so he does block their exit off the base, and now the Rum comes in. There is a doomed up Bristleback, but he really doesn't care. Like you said, he just mans up, tanks all of it down, and now Havos decides to kill himself. That was a sentry ward, but he was out of sentry ward range, and he buys back into the game.
They're one Ursa death away from GGing out. And did you see that kinetic field and static storm by Fog 2? What in the world?
That was great zoning, and now the Brewmaster has made his long track back. Again, the glimpse, gonna kite the Ursa, and I think so far Na'Vi has done a perfect job of kiting Na'Vi, and Enchantress is gonna be chased away once again, not cycloning the Bristleback, and not cycloning anyone actually. And Brewmaster getting killed here. Level 1 ultimate doesn't last for too long. He drops the Thunderclap, gets brought down, and I think Na'Vi are about to GG out here. Finger of Death doesn't do much.
This has to be GG.
Yeah, this is GG.
What a crushing team fight defeat.
Oh,
and
19-1.
Damn, that was brutal.
Yeah.
They couldn't touch Bristleback the whole entire game. And if you look at damage done, I would say he probably did like double anyone else, maybe up there with a Razor, but he was just literally untouchable.
Yeah, and they didn't look too happy crushing Na'Vi 19-1. Okay, there's a smirk.
Well, this is going to be good news for them heading into game 2.